Is this thing on? Hello? Wait, hello? Shane, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Wait, is this a video or audio? Oh, it's a video thing. Oh my goodness. I'm so old. Good God. I hope people didn't see how hairy my ears are. Hey,
Very.
It's Gabe and Shane, and it is the video Zoom. Oh my God, we're freaking going crazy. Ruckus,
It's
how
the
are
Ruckus.
you?
It's good to be back and talking to you. I feel
Hey,
like since we switched each switched careers, we never see each other or hear from each other.
it has been a while, my friend. A while, 180 pounds. I think I lost a whole Shane Melling.
You almost lost a whole me. I'm like
I
125.
I think I lost a whole Shane Melling, buddy. It is great to talk to you, just to see your face.
Do you like my mustache?
Um, wait, do it a little closer. Little closer. Little closer. Could not tell. I'm not gonna lie. Could not tell you how to mustache. Are you one of those guys like my brother Daniel who couldn't? I think Danny couldn't grow facial or pubic hair.
I
It
can't
was like the
grow
weirdest thing ever.
I can't grow facial hair.
Yeah,
Can't
my
grow.
brother Daniel could not grow facial or pubic hair.
Hmm. That might
Hmm.
be too much information.
Yeah. Underpit hair, none. Like,
That's
yeah,
not a
like
bad thing, I guess.
no. I mean, what's crazy is like his head is like a manchichi. He's like a chia pet.
Yeah.
Okay, but the rest of his body smooth, like nothing, like silk, like no
Nice.
hair.
Nice.
Yeah,
Good.
we are diving into the too much information category, aren't you?
Yep. Yep.
Of course, this is a sports podcast. But the big story is that they ain't no freaking sports, man. There's nothing because of this stupid COVID Corona 19 BS that we're dealing with right now.
So what have you been watching? Have you been watching old sports like me?
Yes. The other night I watched UT and USC
Oh yeah.
playing for the national championship. And I remember watching the game. I just didn't remember the game being that
Awesome.
freaking phenomenally played by both teams.
Yeah.
It was just sensational.
That was a great game. That was a
Of
great
course,
game.
Vince Young scores a winning touchdown. Texas wins the national championship against a just a tremendous USC
Yeah.
team. It was awesome.
That was a great game to watch. I remember watching that one with friends. That was fun.
Yeah.
I watched the only real sports that I've watched is Game 7 of the 2016 World Series where the Cubs won.
And you watched it over and over.
Vanessa was watching with me and she's like, "Are you crying?" I'm like, "I'm happy, okay? I'm happy."
I gotta say is that the happiest you've ever been for a sporting moment that you're not involved with?
Oh yeah.
Really?
Cuz like I'm a Bulls fan and I felt, when they won their first one, I was 12. So
Yeah.
there wasn't as much time built in. You had Michael Jordan. You felt like, "Oh, we're gonna start winning at some point here." With the Cubs,
Yeah.
I'd already lived through 2003. I thought, "Oh, we're gonna win. We're 6 outs away from going to the World Series."
Was that the Bartman series?
That was the Bartman series, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
And so that was kind of my like, oh, I guess we're never gonna win the World Series.
Yeah.
So
For
yeah,
me, it's got to be 2014 Spurs, man. That's like the most excited I've ever been. Of course, we got spoiled in San
yeah,
Antonio. Much like the Bulls spoiled
exactly.
Chicago, we got spoiled in San Antonio. 99, 03, 05, 07. We hit the streak where we didn't win anything. Then
Yeah.
2013, Ray Allen, the corner three, the dagger. As bad as I've ever felt watching any sporting game that I wasn't a part of was that 2013 Game 6. Fast forward to 2014, when they won it in 5 games, it was just euphoric, man. It was awesome.
I remember that's probably the most excited I've been for a team that's not my like homegrown best team, my favorite team, just because I'd gone to see them a lot. I remember we were driving back from East Texas, Vanessa's parents, and still
Yeah.
were listening to the game on the radio. And instead of going home, we just drove directly to Academy so we could buy the championship shirts as the buzzer sounded.
Really?
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Fantastic.
There was a ton of people like lined up outside. It was fun.
Well, in 2013, we lived downtown, okay? And I remember Katie and I watching Game 6. Spurs go up by 5 with about 28, 29 seconds left. And Katie, because we live literally downtown on Camargo Street, right by Hemisphere, Katie says, "Let's go. We're going to go downtown and we're going to walk around and we're going to celebrate." And I remember telling her, "Stop it. We haven't won yet." Ray Allen hits the 3. I didn't talk to my wife for like a month.
I have a similar story. So my parents were in town at that point, and we're watching Game 6. And with like 29 seconds left, Vanessa goes, "Do you guys want to go to the parade?" My dad goes, "You probably shouldn't say that."
Yeah. That was bad. Well, the big story sports-wise happened a couple of days ago was the announcement that Kobe Bryant, Tim Duncan, and Kevin Garnett were a part of this year's Naismith Hall of Fame. Did I get that right? Naismith Hall of Fame class. It's not the NBA Hall of Fame.
No.
It's the basketball Hall of Fame. So your worldwide merits, which is a reason why Manu Ginobili, who I think his NBA career would put him on the edge, especially if a guy like Mitch Richmond gets in. But with what he did from an international standpoint, it gets him in. Tony Parker the same way. Yeah. But to me, this class, Tim Duncan, Kobe Bryant, and Kevin Garnett, greatest 3 players ever inducted at one time. ESPN had David Robinson, John Stockton, and who was that third guy?
The other guy.
Michael Jordan. Yes, him, as the greatest trio, triumvirate, if you will. And of course, comparing this is so subjective. 3 phenomenal players. I think collectively, Kobe, Duncan, and Garnett are better than Robinson, Jordan, and Stockton collectively, but it was Michael Jordan. Okay, look at the shirt you're wearing, dude. Like, seriously.
This is on purpose.
Yeah, iconic. So making those types of subjective determinations, it's kind of like saying, who is the greatest band of all time? Was it the Beatles or was it Hanson? You know what I'm saying? You know how you're trying to compare, let's see, who's the greater performer, Elvis Presley or Justin Bieber? Seriously. I mean, it's like comparing those types of tremendous. But in all seriousness, I think it's a toss-up.
I think it's very close. Here's one thing that we tend to forget, I feel like, is that Stockton, Jordan, and Robinson, think about it. Jordan played 3 years of college. Stockton played 4. Robinson played 4 and then missed the next 2 years with his naval commitment. So he didn't come into the league until he was 24 years old. So I feel like some of those like all NBA teams, like you're telling me like David Robinson would have been all NBA his first 2 years in the league?
Absolutely would have been.
He wasn't an all NBA player as a senior in college. So
if Jordan comes out straight from high school into the NBA.
Yeah, it's hard to, but
I got you.
Like, cause like I'm looking, I was just looking, Kobe, 15-time All-NBA, 12-time All-Defense. Tim Duncan, 15-time All-NBA, 15-time All-Defense. He's crazy.
Oh, gosh.
He's crazy. Garnett, 12-time All-Defense, 9-time All-NBA. David Robinson, he was 10-time All-NBA, 8-time All-Defense. And he was, like I said, 24 at his debut. He had 13 quality seasons. John Stockton was an 11-time All-NBA player, 5-time All-NBA All-Defense, and he holds the career records for assists and steals.
Yeah.
And then Michael, he was 11-time All-NBA, 9-time All-Time Defense, 10-time led the league in scoring. He was a Defensive Player of the Year, 6 Finals MVPs, 5 MVPs. Crazy.
Is that all?
That's it.
Is that it?
Which player? Okay, here's a question for you. Which of those 6 players made the most salary in their NBA career?
Kevin Garnett.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep.
Kevin Garnett made $343 million. Kobe made $328. Timmy only like $245.
Yeah.
Now, here's the interesting one. Michael Jordan. He never made more than $4 million in any year, except for his last 2 years with the Bulls. He made 30 and 33. Other than that, he never made more than $4 million in a season.
That must have been when the exorbitant salary amounts
It
hit
was
right
there,
about
but
at the
like
end of his career. Has to be.
so like his last 2 years with Washington, he only made like $3 million, and that was like 2000 and 2001 or something like that.
And they that might have been about $2.5 million more than they should have paid him in
He still
Washington.
averaged 20 a game for him.
Yeah, but what do they do?
Nothing.
Besides sell out every game.
What did Kobe do? Kobe did nothing his last 3 years.
And he made a lot of money.
Yeah, he made a lot of money.
Okay, so your estimation: Duncan, Kobe, and Garnett, or Robinson, Jordan, and Stockton?
I probably would still lead to Robinson, Jordan, and Stockton just by a hair. Just by a hair.
And I think one of the things you left off also is that between the three of them, that's 6 Olympic gold medals, correct?
No. I think Robinson only had one. Stockton only had one, and Stockton had two. Jordan had two. Said 5, I guess.
Robinson had 2. I'm telling you, he was a part of the Dream Team.
And the second.
And then 4 years later, he was a part of Dream Team 2. He and Olajuwon were the centers. I'm telling you.
But he lost one.
He did.
That hurts.
88 to Arvydas Sabonis. Wasn't Arvydas Sabonis on that team? Yeah.
Not your Arvydas,
college
my Arvydas. It's Arvydas.
Who was the coach? Who was the coach of that team? Do you remember? It wasn't Bobby Knight, was it?
No, John Thompson.
Yes, from Georgetown. That's exactly right. Yeah. I personally think Kobe, Duncan, and Garnett were probably just a hair. I'm talking just a minuscule hair above the aforementioned 3, mostly because, and this is again just my estimation. Of course, to say that I'm a homer here is not really a fair assumption because I'm a homer for both Robinson and for. Yeah, exactly. Robinson and Duncan, though, I've got a place in my heart for both of those guys. I think the fact that Duncan and Kobe kind of had each other during the highlight of that particular era, if you will. I'm not saying it's Magic and Bird, but what I am saying is those two guys.
They were the two guys that were Shaq was kind of in there.
Shaq
was like Shaq kind of was in between both the Jordan Robinson era and the Kobe Duncan era. I mean,
again, and I say this in jest, though it's literally like saying, who was a better group, the Beatles or the Rolling Stones, or it's so subjective. Answer. Yeah, there's no wrong answer except for yours. I say Jordan. I say Kobe, Duncan, and who was the third guy? Oh, Kevin Garnett. I had a buddy of mine to tell me, do you really think Kevin Garnett deserved to be in the Hall of Fame? Absolutely, unequivocally deserved to be in the Hall of Fame. No, I think he's a top 50 guy. I don't necessarily think he's a top. There's an argument to be made that both Kobe and Duncan are top 10, maybe top 5 guys of all time.
Tim Duncan's probably like number 7, and Kobe's probably more like 10 or 11.
Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. What else is there to talk about right now? I've
been posting a lot of old YouTube videos of me playing basketball.
Wow.
You can watch me play 8th grade level, like junior year, senior in high school so far.
Yes. Okay. I want to get philosophical here with you. Every once in a while, you and I kind of get philosophical. Obviously, we're in a time right now in this country that is COVID-19 pandemic, coronavirus driven. Everybody's staying indoors. There's not a whole lot going on. Again, this is one of those dubiously subjective arguments here. When 9/11 happened, it was obviously just a huge, devastating blow to this country. And it seemed like sports was the thing that didn't allow us to, but helped us heal as a nation. Yeah. Do you see sports doing the same thing? Because although, it's not, terrorists flying planes into into buildings, and nor would I ever compare it to that. This is something that's a devastating blow for a lot of people. A lot of people are losing their jobs. A lot of people are having to stay at home. A lot of people are getting sick. A lot of people are dying. Shane, do you see sport as something that can help this country heal? I think that it's a no-brainer that it is.
I feel like once sports comes back, that'll be like a sign to everybody that we've kind of turned the corner on this, and that you can kind of start getting back to what your life was like before. And obviously we all love sports because it makes you, I mean, even if you have a bad team, you still like cheering them on. It gives you something else to think about. And I mean, it's just fun to follow your team, follow your favorite team, watch games, talk with your friends about it. I mean, I've had like 2 Stratomatic drafts during this time, and that's all me and my dad have talked about. It's Stratomatic baseball, and it's, not even real, but it's something to talk about, So
Sure.
it kind of makes you, I think it'll be signifying that we're back on the track, and things are going to start getting better. I feel bad mostly. The ones I feel worse more are like the high school seniors who are looking out on, their final part of high school.
And they've got nothing. I mean, their last year,
in college, at least they're giving them like a redshirt year. So you can come back if you would like to, but high school, there's no red shirts.
So they're not telling the kids, if you want, you can flunk and come back again next year. They're not doing that.
Maybe I should tell someone that. I wouldn't mind having.
I know, right?
So Gabe, I know you don't know anything about track, but I have like one of the greatest groups of like jumpers ever, for like probably the best ever for Smithson Valley. And they're all like, it's like 4 seniors. And so they're not even going to get to show anything.
That's not necessarily true, though. When I was a senior, I finished 14th in the state in the big man relay.
Okay.
Our McCullum High School team, 14th in the state. I think there were like 19 teams participating. So, dude, there you go. Like, seriously.
I know I have like a couple guys that would be like jumping 23 feet, and I have 4 guys over 21 feet in the long jump. You don't know what that means, but it's really, really good. And it's just
it sounds really, really high. Like they're jumping really high. Yeah, not much of a track guy, but just to get back to my point, it doesn't necessarily have to be the Texas Longhorns or the Dallas Cowboys or the Chicago Bears, or it's just being able to go to a middle school football game, or being able to watch, your high school team play football, or being able to watch a basketball game on television. Things that we have taken for granted.
Yeah.
Up to this point, we have none of it. We're stuck watching. The other day on ESPN8, which, by the way, is a real thing now. Yes, I watched the curling championships for like 1988. Like, Katie and I were like, we were watching the curling championships, man. I was going for Uruguay, like taking on Kazakhstan in the European championships.
Nice.
Oh God, I want sports back so bad.
I know.
I want them back so bad.
So sad.
But I think it's coming, and I don't want to get on a soapbox, but I'm in the medical field, and San Antonio. There was a report that was released today that San Antonio is doing what they need to do from a social distancing standpoint, from a staying at home standpoint, from a washing your hands standpoint, because there are parts of this country, Shane, that are getting just brutalized by this pandemic. Yeah, New York City is just, people are dying by the thousands out there. So San Antonio is doing a pretty good job of, and really the state of Texas as a whole, doing what they need to do to stave this thing off. But cures are coming, inoculations are coming.
Different like universities are like testing, and so that's always a good sign. Like I saw Pitt did a test on a mouse that was working well, and they're going to start doing human trials soon, and Johns Hopkins has been doing stuff, so people are working on it.
By the way, he was excellent as Thor's father. Couldn't have been John Hopkins. Oh wait, no, that's Anthony Hopkins. Okay, I'm sorry, wrong Hopkins.
Wrong one.
It's Johns Hopkins.
Johns with an S. It's kind of weird.
Does that mean there were multiple Johns in the Hopkins family?
Who would name their son Johns?
Yeah. I mean, who names their son Shane, right?
It'd be weird if my name was Shane's.
Yeah, or Gabs. Gabs.
Gabe's.
Gabe's. I'm Gabe's. That would be my name if I was like an artist. Like Art by Gabe's.
Ooh. So are you going to talk about the Texans trading DeAndre Hopkins?
Oh my god! Oh my god! I'm not even a Texans fan. But when I saw it, when I saw the trade pop up, and I saw it on my phone, my first, for David, who did they trade? David Johnson?
David
and
Johnson.
A pick and a pick swap.
It wasn't even the first round. So they've traded. Think about this. They've traded DeAndre Hopkins and who was the defensive guy they traded to Seattle?
Oh, the Jadeveon Clowney.
Jadeveon Clowney.
Yeah.
And they traded both those guys in the last year. They have no first-round picks. Wow, trading both of those guys.
I saw that, and my first thought, dude, am I getting punked? Like, what the hell is going on here? Like,
is it April Fool's Day?
I could not believe they did that. I mean, and to this day, I don't get it. There was one sports guy who tried to justify it. I'm like, dude, he's arguably, yes.
He's the top 3 wide receiver in the league.
I thought there's an argument to be made. When you're considered top 3, there's an argument to be made. You're number 1.
You're the best. Yeah.
You're the best. Yes.
Yeah. I think Michael Thomas is the best, but that's just me.
That's just you.
And a lot of other people.
I didn't understand that, and it was like it was the sign stealing scandal followed by the treatment of DeAndre Hopkins. We haven't even talked about that. So here, right quick, the Houston Astros won the World Series a few years ago, and as it turns out, I don't know, they cheated their asses off. Well, when I first saw that, being a former college baseball player,
like, oh, everybody cheats.
Being a former college baseball coach, they were like sign stealing. I'm like, dude, I would have a kid in the dugout. All he would do is look to try and steal signs. Mm-hmm. Everybody does it. If you're not trying to steal signs, you're not trying. Okay?
Most people don't put cameras in center field.
Those dudes took it to a criminal element, man.
I feel like once you start using technology to steal signs, then I'm kind of out. If you can steal signs because you can see it from second base, or like the catcher isn't protecting the signs, or you can read the dugout, that's something different. But crazy.
I mean, and here's the deal: if you've got someone in the dugout that's stealing your signs from the other team, you deserve to get your ass beat. That's just how it works, man.
Yeah.
Come up with something to mask your signs. But when you've got cameras and you've got trash cans and you've got ball boys and you've got everyone in on this, it's bad. And
don't rip off my shirt, Gabe. I have a new tattoo on here.
I know. No. My wife, she don't like it when my shirt comes off. Don't breathe my life. I mean, didn't he say that? Didn't he tell Tom Rinaldi after the game, oh, my wife, she don't like it when I open my shirt, and when I open my shirt, she gets really embarrassed, so she'll have to do it. Not knowing he had freaking buzzards on both of his nipples when the curveball was coming.
Oh, yeah.
But other than that, how are you? But other than that, Mrs. Lincoln, how was the play? Oh, my God, that's a terrible joke. Oh, my goodness.
Is it too soon to tell a Lincoln?
Is it too soon? Is it too soon to tell a Lincoln?
That's like
Lincoln play joke. Yeah. Yes. Well, Shane, this has been fun. How long have we been doing this?
We are. What time does your watch say?
9:39.
I think we're at about 25 minutes.
25 minutes. How's the family? How's Eddie? How's Vanessa?
Eddie's doing well. He misses school. He's in
Does he really?
In pre-K for SA. Loves it.
Oh, wow. That's right. Yeah.
Great program. Vote yes. Vote yes, Gabe.
We do not get political on the Ruckus, but I agree with you. I think investing in pre-K education.
This is not political. This is just for the betterment of our San Antonio society.
Well, you're literally asking for people to vote for something, so.
I've never done that before, so.
I mean, other than that, it's political.
So, yeah. Now I'm kind of teaching from home, which
really
it's not a whole lot, really.
Yeah.
Mostly my day is watching Eddie, so we swing a lot. We'll go for a run now and then, but it's really hard. We can't go to like a park and play or swim or anything like that.
Do you have to wear the mask? Because like ultimately in the field that I'm in, brother,
You have
Like
to
this
really
is like, this is
yeah.
this is
No,
my life.
we're not really around people. So like on the bike trails, you're not like I'm not standing there talking to people. So
I
I
look
have
I look like some kind of weird Batman villain.
I did wear the mask when I mowed the lawn, but that was because my allergies get really bad.
Oh God. It's because all of that haze in the air just kind of
Yeah.
messes with my nose.
It messes with my
Um,
nose and my eyes and my mouth.
some somebody at Kellum, I was walking around with one of these, and one of the patients says, "Excuse me, sir, are you a doctor?" And I looked at him and said, "Yes, sir. How can I help you?" No, I didn't say that. Of course not. But yeah, I thought, wow, I look like a doctor. That's kind of cool. Do I look like do I look doctor-ish?
More like a
Doctor-ish?
nurse. I feel like you're more nurse-ish.
Really?
Yeah.
At least RN, right? Not LVN, right? I mean, at least RN.
Definitely. You're a registered nurse.
That
Yeah.
would be okay. That's good to know. Hey, but all seriousness, working in the
Yeah.
health industry, I got to tell you, man, at least at Kellum, and I'm sure everywhere else, couldn't be prouder of the people that work in our office, from the
That's good.
nurses to the medical assistants to the doctors to all the providers to the front office staff. If you think about it, man, these are the guys on the front lines fighting this
Yeah.
war against this horrible disease that's taken people's lives. And it's a risk to go into work, and these guys are doing it, and they're doing it every day. And I could not be prouder of the health workers that we have here in the United States, man, because it's tough and it's a struggle.
Well, I don't know if you know this, but my wife works at the School of Nursing, the UT Health Science Center.
Oh, that's right. Yes, I remember that. Yeah,
So
yeah.
they've been working on ways to get their students. So basically, the students weren't allowed to continue working in the hospitals because
Yeah.
of liability, but they're allowed to. They are allowed to volunteer.
Okay.
So now they're all just volunteering it at the
Well,
hospital.
good for them. Well, there's a lot of people out there that are doing a lot of really awesome stuff to try and help in whatever way they can to combat this thing. And we're going to get through it. And
Yep.
we're going to be going to baseball games, and we're going to be going to football games, and we're going to be continuing with this ridiculous conversations that in the grander scheme of things mean absolutely nothing. Like, who was better, Tim Duncan, Kobe Bryant, Kevin Garnett, or David Robinson, Michael Jordan, John Stockton?
But it's
I
fun to
personally
talk
think
about.
it's fun to talk about, but yeah, there's some real problems out there. But this country's doing a great job of pulling together.
How is your wife and children doing?
That's a sore subject because I get to go to work every day,
She has to
and
stay home and try to be a homeschool
Katie
teacher.
stays at home with the kids, and it's not good, man.
Yeah.
No, she's
There's
been a
some
trooper
moments
though.
there's some moments in the day with me and Eddie where things escalate pretty quickly
Yeah.
for no apparent reason.
Yes. Well, it's funny because doing what I do, I'm the chief operating officer for a medical clinic. So my day with this going on starts at 7:30 and it ends sometimes at 7:30 or 8 o'clock. I come home and I just want to digress, and I just want to, grab a spirit, a spirit, something. I want to sit down and I just want to watch TV and eat dinner. And I get a question. I'm like, hey, can we just hold off on the conversation? I have been here with your kids all day long. You are going to talk to me because I need human interaction.
Yep. Yep.
Okay, let's talk. Yes. Yeah. So to all the people staying home, trust me when I say this. I know it's tough.
We feel your pain. I feel the pain personally.
Yes, I cannot empathize because I get to go out every day. I probably shouldn't have said that. Katie's going to watch this, and I'm going to pay for that one.
She's not going to watch this long. She's not going to watch this far.
Yeah, this is like 3 minutes and like, oh, yeah, that was good. Did you watch the whole thing? Yeah, I watched everything. She didn't watch the whole thing. Okay, thank God. All right, buddy.
All right.
All right, my friend.
Doing this.
There's no music because the second we play a song, freaking Facebook kills the feed. So it's the Ruckus with Shane and Gabe. Boom. There you go.
We out.
All right. Later.